noticeably saw a difference between my sleep score when I did the different things at night. Simple, easy to make, and delicious. I'm scheduling a kickoff call and then I'm scheduling a bi-weekly. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky, but it doesn't feel like a typical Emily Henry book to me. I feel like I've gone back in time at least 2 months because it's currently 49 degrees here, raining in Salt Lake City, and snowing in the mountains. So it doesn't quite feel like it's gonna be May tomorrow. It literally feels like it's February and we're in the dead of winter, hence the puffy jacket. I'm literally freezing. Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another vlog. If you're new around here, my name is Hannah. If you're not new, welcome back. We're picking up another few days in my life vlog, week in my life vlog, whatever you want to call it at this point. I feel like I've gotten in the habit of picking up the camera on Wednesdays for some reason. They just seem like the most eventful days and then it leads into the weekend. I kind of like it. I feel like it's my new little vlogging routine because honestly, if I'm being transparent, nothing really happens on Monday and Tuesday. Monday I'm getting back into a routine. Tuesday's pretty bleh. But Wednesday is like the day where I feel like activities and stuff like that starts picking up. Although I should have vlogged last night. I went and got a facial and I should have vlogged my experience. I feel like my skin is so glowy today. I had some leftover ClassPass credits to use, and whenever I have a leftover ClassPass credits, I normally treat myself to like a pedicure, manicure, facial, or something of the sort, just because that's the easiest way to use a bulk amount of credits without basically having to take a workout class every single day for 5 days, which I guess I could have done, but facial is more fun, let's be honest. I got a facial from a like holistic facialist. She uses all natural ingredients. None of her ingredients have chemicals in them, I think is the best way to put it. So we did like a pomegranate face scrub. She was using like chamomile, a ton of other things that I just like don't typically use for my face and skin. And I feel like my face looks so glowy because of it. I was a little nervous that it was going to break out just because I'm obviously not used to that type of stuff being on my face. But it really worked out and I feel like I would definitely go back. I'll put the name of her spa if you're local to Salt Lake City up on the screen. It's like a complex with a ton of individual businesses. So there's like individual tattoo parlors, individual hair salons. It's like one of those type of complexes, but she has a unit in the complex specifically for facials and stuff. And she said that she's been doing facials and she's been in the skincare industry for like over a decade now. She recently transitioned to all natural ingredients a few years ago after being in like kind of the medical practice of skincare, just because she said that she noticed a difference when she switched to all natural products, and she noticed that her skin had a better reaction to all natural products. So she wanted to start like educating the community about these products and how you could kind of move away from chemicals if you wanted to and look for more herbal ingredients, I guess. I feel like I'm kind of butchering the explanation about it, but it was really interesting because I've never gotten a facial quite like that one. Normally I do go to like a dermatologist or a facial place that does all of the chemicals, and that's where I get all of my skincare products from, or skincare recommendations from. So it's definitely more of like a unique and eye-opening experience getting a facial from someone who not necessarily is like against it, but just like doesn't use those products. Anyways, I just wanted to pick up the camera and give a quick little intro. I am currently working, so I have to get back to work. I actually have a meeting in a minute, but while I had a little bit of a break, I just wanted to pick up the camera and say hello.
Like you have to have them done well or else they look very bad.
In case you're curious about the construction update, this is the update. Just wait for it. It's a great time over here and out here as well. Unfortunately, this literally goes on all day, and yes, I am losing my mind at this point. I've moved to sitting on the living room floor because I wanted to take a break from the dining room table. The chair is like hurting my back. I feel like I need to work on my posture. I say that as I'm sitting over here giving you an update hunched over. I like my shirt, but I feel like, isn't it kind of giving Fruit of the Loom? I thought of that when I put it on today. I was like, oh, not Fruit of the Loom, but it is giving Fruit of the Loom. And also, I figured I would give you guys a 5-day Ultrahuman ring update if you care. If you don't care, feel free to skip through this clip. But I'm going to give a more detailed pros and cons update of the Ultrahuman ring at the end of the month, like after I've been wearing it for a full month, because right now I'm still in the calibration period. It takes like 15 days to adjust to your body and like learning kind of like your movements and temperature and sleep patterns and nutrition and things of that sort, and I'm only 5 days in, so I have 10 more days until technically this is fully aware of who I am as a person. The sleep score is probably the most interesting part of the ring to me, because prior to this ring, I guess I was never able to actually analyze my sleep or like what I'm doing in my sleep. And I think that a lot of people get the ring specifically for their sleep score and understanding their sleep, because your sleep is connected to a lot of other things throughout your day. It's connected to your energy levels, it's connected to how much caffeine you should be intaking, it's connected to the intensity of the workout that you should be doing. Like, your sleep really does control a lot of your activity throughout the day. For the most part, my sleep has been in the low 80s. First day was 85, second was 82, third was 84. Monday I dipped down to 75, which makes sense because I was like extremely restless Sunday night leading into Monday. Tuesday, which was yesterday, 83, and then today I woke up with a sleep score of 92, which is the highest sleep score that I have gotten. But it's interesting because when I woke up, I could tell that my sleep score was going to be high because I felt extremely rested, and it's because I purposely did a good nighttime routine last night. Like, after dinner, I put on my pajamas, made myself a warm tea, had a little sweet treat, watched some YouTube on the couch, and then around 8:30 I crawled into bed. I finished watching the YouTube video I was watching, but then I transitioned over to reading my book, and I read my book for about an hour. I also limited my screen time on my phone. It's funny because I've been in such a bad habit of not doing that routine. Like, that used to be my typical night routine, and I'm aware that when I do that routine, I sleep better, but I've been in a really bad habit of scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, social media, just scrolling in general. Right before I close my eyes, I will literally put down my phone and then try to go to sleep, and the nights where I do that is the nights that I'm extremely restless, wake up 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night, wake up super exhausted, don't want to get out of bed. And last night when I went back to my original healthy night routine of no electronics or screen times before bed, reading my book, just like really winding down and shutting down my brain with no blue light before I fell asleep, I had such a good night's sleep. So I think that that's just like really interesting that last night I kind of put it to the test and did what I should be doing every night, which is winding down early, low lights, no blue light, no social media, things of that sort, reading, just like being like super healthy and mindful of what I'm doing right before I go to sleep. And that's what gave me the positive outcome. That's the most fascinating part to me so far, is that I do feel like it's pretty accurate. I noticeably saw a difference between my sleep score when I did the different things at night, and I can continue to adjust to improve my sleep score. I haven't been wearing it for that long. We're still in like the adjustment period, the 15-day adjustment period, but in case you wanted a little bit of a ringed update, we're on day 5, 6, whatever it may be, and I find it very, very fascinating so far. I just wrapped up work for the day. It's 3:09, and now I am headed to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in almost a week now. We've been really big into the outdoor activities, so lots of walks, lots of hikes, and it just hasn't left me with a lot of time to go to the gym. But today I'm prioritizing it because I need a good weight workout. I just notice a difference in how I feel personally when I go to the gym, prioritize lifting weights, do a little bit of cardio, and come home. I just feel like I feel better. Like, I feel stronger, I feel healthier because I've been doing it consistently over the past 2 weeks. I've now started to notice when I slack off and I'm not doing it. So I'm getting back into the routine today, and we're gonna go do a 30-40 minute form workout at the gym. I'm back from the gym and I am whipping up some dinner. We're just gonna do a very quick and easy dinner tonight, and we're gonna do chicken, a veggie, and then probably sweet potato and potatoes. Just figured we'd do something simple. That's pretty much what we go to when I don't know what to make and we want like somewhat of a healthy dinner. So I think that we're gonna do that. I'm still in my outfit from the gym. When I got back, we went for a walk outside, and then I figured I would probably get a little bit sweaty cooking, so don't want to take a shower quite yet. At some point I do need to get a good hair wash in because my hair is looking very greasy. It's been slicked back for the past 2 days. But first things first, let's do this, and then I can have like a self-care evening. guys, happy Thursday. I am pretty tired today. Unfortunately, the sleep score reflects that, despite the fact that I went to bed at, I would say like 9:30 last night, which honestly I think is the reason why I didn't sleep that well, which I feel like contradicts going to bed early, because normally when you go to bed early, you wake up feeling refreshed. But I went into my room at like 8:30, read my book until about 9:15, and then decided that I was tired enough to fall asleep, so I fell asleep at like 9:30, but then I woke up at midnight pretty like wide awake and refreshed, then had to fall back asleep, and then we were woken up at 5 a.m. this morning to people screaming outside. So we're off to a rocky start today in terms of energy levels and sleep and stuff, which is not great. It is what it is. There's nothing I can really do about it. Also, I woke up with some crazy bad head from sleeping last night. My hair was still kind of damp when I went to bed last night, so I had these like weird bumps. So I just threw a few curls in it this morning, which I feel like they look good, but my hair, when it's freshly clean, it doesn't really hold a curl that well. So this was super curly this morning, and now they've pretty much all fallen out, and I'm like, why did I even put the heat on it if all of the curls are gonna fall out anyways? I will say it does look better than it did when I first woke up, because the hair was out of control, and the next step was gonna be putting it up in a ponytail, which I didn't want to do because I literally just washed it. The majority of my meetings for work are during the second half of the day, so this first half is pretty chill. I was just catching up on a few things, like admin tasks that I needed to get done. Like I needed to clean up some of the action item sheets. I needed to clean up some of our Confluence sheets, things of that sort. So I've been having a cleanup morning with work and getting all my ducks in a row before my meetings a little bit later. And then after work, I'm not really sure if we have any plans. I definitely want to get a workout in. I think that the workout on form, let me double check, could be done as an at-home workout today. I don't think that I need dumbbells. I think I just need ball bands. Well, it's another lower body strength, which I guess I would technically need weights for, but I literally just did a lower body workout yesterday, so I might switch it up and I might do the 25-minute Pilates arms and ab, which those just require 1 to 5 pound weights, which are literally the ball bangles. So I think I might just do an at-home workout instead of going to the gym, because John needs the car after work anyways. So we'll probably do an at-home workout later. I'm gonna go for a walk at some point today because it's finally nice out again. High of 64 degrees, sunny, literally not a cloud in the sky that I can see. Anyways, I just wanted to pick up the camera and say good morning. I'm taking a break from work and we're meal prepping. I'm actually making some chicken salad. This has been John and I's fixation lunch this week. It's actually the second batch that I've made, and I'm making it because I didn't want the chicken breast to go bad. So I figured we could do a little walkthrough of how I prepare chicken salad. Warning, I am a super simple chicken salad person. I don't throw like cranberries or raisins or any of those other things in my chicken salad like sometimes you buy at the store. So it's literally just 3 ingredients and some seasoning. We literally demolished this. I made the first batch on Monday and it was completely gone by yesterday, which was Wednesday. So between the two of us, we can definitely like house some chicken salad. It's really easy to make, and I feel like it's cheaper just to buy all the ingredients and make a bulk batch at home than it is to buy one of those small containers at the store. So I figured I would show you guys how I make my homemade chicken salad. Angle for this is not the best, I know that, but we're working with what we got. So the first thing that I did was boil 2 chicken breasts. I boiled these on the stove for about 40 minutes until the internal temperature reached 165 over 165. Then I let it sit on this chopping board and it sat here for about 10 minutes. I just didn't want it to be like super hot when I touched it, but you don't want it to cool all the way or else it becomes really hard to peel. So now we're gonna do my least favorite part of chicken salad, which is shredding the chicken. I just find it super tedious and annoying to have to do this. And the only easy way that I've found to do this is with a fork. I actually have seen some people throw the chicken in like a food processor or a blender, but something about that just grosses me out. Also, we don't have one of those like readily available. We're just gonna do the old-fashioned fork and like literally peel apart the chicken into bite-sized pieces so that when you put on a piece of bread or just eat it, it's not like super massive chunks. So the chicken salad's been torn apart. Honestly, we need a little bit of a bigger container, but I don't know where the others are at the moment. They might be in the dishwasher. So we're just working with what we have. Now we're gonna add in the celery. I do about 3 stalks of celery. I don't buy the bulk. The grocery store that we go to sells individual stalks, so I don't have to over purchase on celery. This time around, I probably could have bought a bulk and it would have been fine, but I just did individual, and this is about 3 medium-sized stalks of celery. And I don't love my chicken salad super celery heavy. I'm not a big celery gal, but it does complement the chicken salad really well. I feel like 3 medium-sized stalks to 2 chicken breasts is probably a pretty good ratio. Next up is the best part, the mayonnaise. You can use whatever mayonnaise that you have in your fridge, but we do the Best Foods olive oil mayonnaise dressing, and I literally just eyeballed this. I'm sure if you looked up a recipe, they would tell you the exact amount of mayonnaise that you need for chicken salad, but I do about this much, if you can see that, and then mix it all together and judge whether or not I need more. I feel like it's always good to start with less and then add on if needed. This is why I wish I had a bigger container, because it's kind of a pain to mix in the smaller container. Mix it, mix it, mix it. So the mayonnaise is all mixed in, and I can tell by the texture of the chicken salad that I definitely want to add some more mayonnaise. I like mine to be a little bit creamier. I'm not sure that's the best word to use to describe it. I like more mayonnaise so that the chicken isn't as dry. I'm gonna do just another sweep over, and honestly, that should be good. And if I had to guess how much I think this is, maybe like 1/3 of a cup, which seems like a lot, but if you have a lot of chicken salad, it makes sense. Also, just chicken salad is mayonnaise heavy in general. I don't think I've found any other chicken salad recipes that don't use mayonnaise as the base dressing. You could use like avocado mayonnaise, which I think is like a substitute, or mayonnaise with avocado in it, but for the most part, this is like the best part of the chicken salad. And here we have it. So this, just judging based off the portion, will probably last us maybe 3 lunches. Monday I made a bigger batch, but we just wanted to use what we had in the fridge for right now, like the chicken wise. This is so good. I know it seemed really simple, but I promise it's absolutely worth it if you're looking for new lunch recipes. Simple, easy to make, and delicious if you are a chicken salad gal like I am.
Get into it. Go ahead and meet me on the edge of your mat.
It's been a minute since I picked up the camera. After work, I went for a little walk outside. I went for a color walk, which is essentially just designating a specific color to your walk and looking out for all the items that are that specific color during the walk. I've been vlogging it for TikTok. I love it. I feel like it's a way to get me off my phone. Like, I have a bad habit of even scrolling when I'm walking. Color walks are kind of a fun way to pick my head up and like be aware of my surroundings. And like I said, I've been vlogging them for TikTok. Today's color was green. I'll insert the clips here of me going on the color walk. I'm realizing that I should have started this series by matching each color to the color of my workout outfit. Like today would have been an orange day, but we didn't. Missed opportunity. Anyways, we're back with another color walk, and I think that the only color, or one of the only colors that I have left in the rainbow to do is the color green, which I've been avoiding because obviously everything is green around us. Trees, the grass, plants, the flowers. It'd be very easy to complete this challenge with the color green. But I'm making a rule for myself. I can only take one video of a tree, one video of the grass, and one video of a plant. So come along with me while we find all of the green things on our walk today. So that was great. And then when I got back from that, I ran an errand with John. We got back here. I did a quick arm and ab workout, and we've kind of just been chilling ever since. I am deep into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I am almost finished with season 2. I think I have like 2 episodes left until the season's over, and it's probably the juiciest season out of the first 2 seasons. I don't think there's been a single episode where the ladies like haven't screamed at each other the entire time, or at least 75% of the episode. It's actually nuts. I don't know how they consider themselves friends when all they do is yell at each other, but I feel like that's kind of the whole point of the Bravo universe and the Real Housewives specifically, is that these women on all franchises are like known for drama. I think that I'm going to continue binging. I am gonna play the Switch for a little bit. It's only 7:30, so I have a little bit of time before I'm gonna crawl into bed and read my book and do my nighttime routine. Good morning, you guys. Happy Friday. Despite the fact that I'm literally in a sweater right now, it is fairly warm outside. It's already 57 and it's only 9 a.m. and I think it's supposed to get up to 72 today. So it's gonna be a beautiful day outside. I definitely want to spend some time outside a little bit later on, but this morning I was a little chilly and I didn't feel like wearing a short sleeve shirt. So we're rocking with the white sweater this morning and then we'll probably change halfway throughout the day. 'Tis the season where you go through like 3 outfit changes in one day. Not as bad as it was when we lived in New York, because I feel like in New York you get so sweaty walking around in the city, even when it's like slightly warm outside, that you literally have to change your outfit 2 or 3 times a day. Right now we're doing it because I'm cold in the morning and then it gets warmer later on. Definitely a better reason to go through more outfit changes than sweating through all of them. Today should be a fairly chill day with work. I'm currently working on scheduling 2 calls at the moment. I'm scheduling a kickoff call and then I'm scheduling a bi-weekly, and I'm just tracking down all of the attendees that are needed for those calls. And then I have 2 calls that are on my calendar a little bit later on. I have one at noon Eastern time and then one at 3 p.m. which, why we scheduled a Friday 3 p.m. call, not quite sure. I wasn't the brains behind that one. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, especially if there's no openings and schedules are crazy, but my rule of thumb, especially for scheduling meetings, is I tend to avoid Fridays altogether, but if I have to book it on a Friday, it needs to be before 1 p.m. I myself like check out mentally after 1 p.m., but so do a lot of people, and a lot of people have like families and commitments and stuff like that outside of work, especially on Fridays. Post 1 p.m. is kind of criminal, but I guess this was probably the only time that they could find that worked for everyone. So we have a Friday 3 p.m. meeting, which I guess is only 1 p.m. my time, so I don't really like have that much to complain about. Friday equals minimal work, typically. We're starting to get warmer weather outside, so I feel like that even amplifies being checked out sooner rather than later on a Friday afternoon. I digress. I wanted to talk to you guys about Emily Henry's new book. I'm only about 180 pages in, so not halfway, but almost to halfway, I would say. And I don't know if this is a hot take, but I'm not loving it. In fact, it kind of reminds me of a book that I've read previously that just seems really similar. It reminds me of, I think it's The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because it was kind of a similar storyline where a journalist was writing a biography on Evelyn Hugo. They were interviewing her and they were walking through like her life and all of her husbands. That's why it's called The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But it just feels eerily similar to that book. Like, it feels like I've read it before. And it is a little bit of a different storyline. The woman that these journalists are writing about it's not about her having 7 husbands. It's basically about her growing up in fame. Like, her dad was famous and his family was famous, so she was born into a famous family, and then one day she just decided to kind of go off the grid and disappear, and a lot of the public doesn't really know where she resides, doesn't know what happened to her, but these journalists happen to find her and essentially pitch to write her biography. And so that, in that way, it's a little bit different, but it just seems like kind of similar, and I'm just kind of bored. Like, I want more information about the woman's life that they're writing about, I think, and I feel like the romance is rushed. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky, but it doesn't feel like a typical Emily Henry book to me, and I don't know if that's a hot take. I have seen a lot of people love this book, but I've also seen mixed reviews, and I'm halfway through, and I'm typically halfway through the book is when I can kind of judge whether or not I'm like really enjoying a book, because if I'm halfway through the book, I'll just want to fly through the second half to finish it. But I really have no desire to fly through the second half to finish it. In fact, I literally only read 30 pages last night. 1, because I was tired, but 2, just because I was not interested in what was going on. That's kind of my initial impression on Emily Henry's new book. And it's also funny because Taylor Jenkins Reid has a little blurb on the back of this. I wonder if she read this book and was also like, hey, kind of wrote something similar to this. If you guys read Emily Henry's new book, leave a comment down below on what your opinion on it is. Non-spoiler, because I haven't finished it yet, and I honestly may not finish this until next week. I'm kind of like nursing the book a little bit. I don't really have a desire to binge it. Watch me say that and then finish the book later today. That always happens to me. I just wanted to chat because I finished Abby Jimenez's book in my last vlog, and I did a little review of that book and I really enjoyed it. But I also said, like, I don't know if I would have picked up that book and the storyline if it wasn't for Abby Jimenez, because I really like Abby Jimenez's writing style. I probably would have picked up this book for the storyline if it wasn't Emily Henry, just because I do think that the storyline is interesting, but she's just not executing it the way that I think that Emily Henry normally executes her books. Also, I'm thinking about getting a public library card to the Salt Lake City public libraries around us, because they do non-resident library cards. You do have to pay a fee, which is annoying. It's like $40 for 6 months or $80 for a year, or it's like $10 per month. So I could do the month to month, but it's kind of annoying because they only accept cash. Like, they're a little old school like that, which I kind of love. So I don't want to like go in there with $10 in cash every month to like renew my library card. I might as well just do the 6 months or the year and count it as a donation towards the library, if you know what I mean. So I'm considering doing that. I stopped in yesterday, got the spiel on how I set that up, but I kind of figured that would solve my physical book dilemma, where 1, I don't want to collect a lot of physical books, and 2, they're ungodly expensive to just buy a book a week. Like, I'd be spending close to $120 a month, which is crazy. Because like I said before, I'm just not into my Kindle book lately, and I want to start reading physical books again because I feel like that's what's getting me out of my slump. I don't want to collect a ton of physical books, and I also don't want to pay that money. So if I pay the one-time fee of either $40 or $80, then I have access to a ton of books, including new releases and books that have been on my TBR forever, and I can go and just like browse the library, and I can include it in the vlog. We can have like little library dates in the vlog. I just feel like that would be really wholesome, and I don't think that I've done that like since I was little. I obviously have Libby. I rarely go to libraries and check out library books because it's just not as convenient as Libby. Libby like is an auto download to your Kindle, but because I want to start reading physical books again, I figured it'd be a good way to do it without collecting a ton. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to work. I just wanted to pick up the camera and say good morning, have a little book chat to start off the day. Hopefully this day flies by because I'm excited for the weekend, even though we don't really have a ton of plans. I just look forward to the weekend throughout my work week. I feel like most people do, which is kind of sad because we only get 2 days off. We've just been like really enjoying exploring and doing our thing here. Hoping today flies by and we can plan for what we'll do after work today. I just got these new shorts from Lululemon and I'm obsessed with them. These are the shorts that I feel like all of the runner girls wear, and I fear they're onto something. They're just perfectly long enough in the inner thighs and short enough on the outer thighs to be very flattering. I love it. I need like 30 more pairs. 30 more pairs if they weren't already $70. So I probably only realistically need like 2 more pairs. I just changed my clothes because we're getting ready to head out on a hike after work. It's gorgeous outside. So we figured for our post-work activity, we would go for a mini hike that has a view of downtown. Obviously, we're both like very grateful that we get off of work at 3 p.m. here because we can do things like go for a hike after work and not worry about the sun setting super fast. That's kind of our plan. That's why I changed my outfit into shorts and a sports bra, and I just threw the sweater over my shoulders for now. It was a pretty busy work day for a Friday. I had to schedule a few meetings, move some meetings around, answer some messages that popped up, jumped on some meetings. I feel like my Fridays aren't normally this busy, but for some reason this Friday was fairly busy. I'm kind of glad that it is wrapping up now and we are almost finished. I think I have like 15 minutes left technically of work. Thankfully things have quieted down, knock on wood. It's practically the weekend, which is really exciting. Trail is called Living Room Lookout Trail. Not a single piece of furniture has been spotted and I am so unbelievably winded. Whenever you think you're in shape and then you go on a hike that's literally just straight up, I feel like it's so unbelievably humbling, and I'm being humbled right now, but look at this view. She's gorgeous. You can see downtown, the mountains over here. I will say, no furniture is spotted, but the views are gorgeous.